Hey, what's up, nerdies? English Dave here for another episode of This Is the Way, a Mando podcast. I'm here with my co-host Raven. Raven is joining us for the first time on this Mando podcast. Long-time podcaster, first time on Mando. Welcome, Raven.
What up, Dave?
Did you want to say welcome and what's up at the same time? You couldn't figure out which one.
It got stuck.
It just got stuck in your mouth.
It just got stuck. In my head, it was like wee wee, just like whole full brain
like,
melt.
Say it.
Yeah, it was like a conflict between my brain and my mouth. There was like miscommunication going on there. Yes, like, but what up, Dave?
I imagined the movie. What's that movie? Inside Out.
I know. I imagine that every time. All the little workers are running around in my head, like, we don't know. Stress.
The red lights are
flashing.
flashing.
Every word that starts with a W, they're throwing at me. Right. Whatever. What?
The red lights are flashing. They're just freaking out, just throwing papers everywhere.
Wow. Every W word.
What are we talking about?
Yes,
again?
but what up, Dave?
Mando. Raven has joined the Mando Creed. Joining us in this podcast. We had Mercedes join us last week, and which is funny because like the whole point was to bring us all in, but every time one person comes, the other person can't be there. Hopefully next week Eli and Mercedes will be back. Eli just had a little baby Yoda.
Yeah.
So he has a reason. He sent me pictures today of little baby dressed up in Yoda in a Mandalorian outfit. I was like, and he was like, "This is the way." I was like, "Yeah, this is the way.
No.
This is the way." Literally born.
It's too much. I'm getting old. I get emotional about everything.
Babies.
My poor ovaries. It's too much.
My ovaries. Your ovaries. I tell my wife sometimes like I get more baby fever than my wife gets, and I'm not ashamed to say it. Damn it. This episode.
Any cute thing for me is just it's over.
Right. This episode has many reasons for longtime fans to be very excited, and it has reason for Raven to be excited. Raven, one of your favorite sci-fi TV show actresses, Katie Sackhoff, plays a cameo in this. This episode was written by Jon Favreau, directed by Bryce Dallas Howard, who had directed an episode from season 1.
The episode that she directed in season 1 was actually my favorite episode. Well, second favorite. First favorite was the Taika Waititi episode.
A lot of people love her episode too.
That was like my
I think
that was my favorite episode until I saw the last episode, and I was like, oh come on. But
one of the reasons what that made my episode I liked about the episode is that it did things like made the walkers scary, because like the walkers used to be shit. Like I was like, oh shit.
Yeah.
I was like, oh shit. Like they can be scary now. I was like,
the walkers are just like doofy.
Right.
You know, like this big ass thing is like not even doing anything.
Right.
What are you even doing though? Like, because like I feel like I've also seen so many spoofs where like people like tie the fucking shoelace around the bottom, like trip them.
You get tripped over with a rope.
Yeah, exactly. Like, come on. So it does ruin it, you know. So that episode had me like. I guess if I was in a small village, that'd be terrifying.
Yeah, this would be very terrifying, right?
Yeah.
And just playing on the idea that just because the war's over, the weapons of war are still around, and for anyone to pick up, you know, the commentary of that, right? This episode was scored by Ludwig Göransson again. I love his score. I think he does a fantastic job on this.
So good,
right? Right.
Like, my boy, I kept saying it like during the scene where poor little baby Yoda gets knocked into the water, which was traumatic for me.
No. I don't feel sorry for baby Yoda for that one. He knows what it feels like. Keeps eating shit, and then this way he feels like to get eaten.
You should stop eating things for sure. But that whole scene, the background music was amazing.
All right, now the score. I think the score. Like last episode, I was talking to Eli about it.
The score is so good.
In the last episode, I was talking to Eli about it. How when the moment where they're about to lift off on the ship, and then the music's about to crescendo, and then suddenly, boom, the spider drops on it. I was just dying laughing. But we're talking about this episode. This episode, like we said, we had co-starring Katie Sackhoff as Bo-Katan, Longtime fans of Star Wars animated series will know why that is a very big deal. We also have Sasha Banks, WWE's Sasha Banks, as Cosco Reeves in this. Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah.
She doesn't do much.
She did a great job in this. She didn't do much, but the couple of scenes she was in, she owned that shit.
Enough for me to want to see more. This episode picks off a write-up from the last episode. Raven, I made a joke with Eli last week questioning which ship has been beat up more, the Razor Crest or the Millennium Falcon. But last week solidified that answer, and especially this week.
Yeah, shit.
Coming in with that bumpy landing, I just love the way it's like crash straight into the water.
You like definitely need the Carfax for that one. Like, if ever he sells that motherfucker and they look at the Carfax, like, this ship has been destroyed several times and built back up again. We don't know how it's still together, but
it's been through some shit. Fun fact: because of this, directed by Bryce Dallas Howard, it had a cameo. Did you notice it? But it's a different type of cameo. It's an Easter, not a cameo, Easter egg. The intro when the ship is coming into re-entry is shot for shot like the intro re-entry in Apollo 13, directed by her dad, Ron Howard. Boom. There's a fun fact. Like, literally, and she confirmed it's true. Fans kind of looked at it and they put the side-by-side footage, literally the shot for shot, the angles, everything like that, re-entry and everything. It's exactly like Apollo 13. And she said, yeah, that was a little cameo for her dad. I also like the idea that the cranes, they kind of repurposed walkers to use as cranes to pull out the ships from the water. I thought it was a little kind of nice little Easter egg for the Star Wars universe. Frog Lady finds her boo, and Mando gets pointed in the right direction to find out where the other Mandalorians are.
Poor Frog Lady, she's missing like half her babies. And I'm like, she never addressed the fact that they were missing either. That's my thing. Like, she never brought it up. Like,
no, Eli and I were like, how is she not counting how many were there?
Like, I know she knew how many eggs she had. There's no way you're a parent and you don't know how many eggs is in that bucket when you risk so many things and all this other shit. And I'm like, I'm surprised that she wasn't like, the deal is off, motherfucker. You ate half my eggs. You know, like, I was waiting for her to get there safely and be like, no. You know, tell the husband this motherfucker was eating my eggs on the low.
Mando goes to a bar, gets some chowder for a little baby Yoda. You know, it's on some food. I like the food when the food attacks him first. Instead of
I liked that's what it feels like. I liked when it was like swimming around in the bowl at first.
Yeah, right. The visual effects continue to be great. You know, like for a series, it's like, wow, you guys do.
Also, those baby Yoda effects. I don't know what they're doing. That damn baby Yoda.
Right. It's just
not one shot. I can't take it. I can't. I crumble every time. I can be in the middle of doing something else and I'm like moving around while the show's on in the background. Right. And I look up and I'm just melt every time.
The little like mannerisms and coups that it would do.
Things like that's what I'm saying. Those damn coups.
Damn coups. I watch your subtitles too, and it's like coups.
Literally, it says coups. It's the worst because you do it on silent. You can still hear it. You can still hear it on silent.
Little coups.
You bastard.
Mando's able to find a crew who's gonna give him. Mando finds a crew.
Who's it gonna get him?
Who's it gonna get?
Who that?
I'm sounding like Jar Jar Binks now. You say my sauce.
He's gonna get us. Misa said.
I can't stop thinking like that now. Mando ends up meeting.
What up? My bad.
Mando ends up meeting with a guy who points in the direction of a crew who will lead him towards finding other Mandos like him.
Stank ass crew.
Right? You know, is anyone going to learn in the Mando universe? Just don't betray Mando. Like, I feel like it should be known.
It's also like, I don't know. I feel like it's also like setting in with me recently, though. That like a Mandalorian stepping on your ship as a pirate is like a fucking person stepping on your ship dressed in gold. You're a fucking pirate. You didn't take that shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're all for the gold and the booty. You're gonna see this man in his Beskar suit, and I feel like the way that they make it seem, because every episode, because seriously, if you had to take a shot for every time they said Beskar in the show, you'd be wasted. So,
oh no, yeah, Beskar is definitely
it's the it's the bee's
This
knees.
is true. This
so
is true.
when you think about it, imagine somebody strolling into your party in a fucking gold suit. You'd be like, I'm gonna take that jacket. I'm not even a thief.
But that somebody was Jackie Chan in his prime.
All right, I'm not fucking with Jackie Chan in a gold jacket. But if Jackie Chan goes to the bathroom and takes his jacket off, I'm taking that jacket.
What I'm saying is,
I'm taking Jackie's jacket.
Like, because it's not like people don't know the reputation of Mandalorians.
Yeah.
You know, like, you just don't see them often, but you know what they're about.
You know they kick your ass though.
Like, you know what they're about. So if you're going to betray them...
Because these people are also like mercenaries with their pew-pew gun. You know? They they got their thing. You know, I'm just saying. They're like, but I'm a pirate. There's 20 of us. There's this dude and a baby and his gold suit.
I will say though.
Fuck him up. I mean, I wouldn't, but... They almost fucked him up.
I was gonna say they got pretty close, but Mandos stick together. That's another thing that you should know. Everyone knows. See,
that's what it fucked. Wasn't the initial we gonna take this jacket? It was you didn't check if homie had backup. You should have checked if he had friends.
Or at least keep someone on the lookout. Nobody was paying attention.
On the lookout.
Right?
So you just thought that this shiny ass dude was just gonna pop up? With no squad, like with no one.
Assume backup. Assume at the very least, because
assume backup.
The day is saved by other Mandos.
Because the fact that you feel comfortable walking around like that, that's somebody you maybe shouldn't fuck with.
Exactly. And as suspected, because they didn't pay attention, the day is saved by a couple of other Mandos, but they look different. They have blue armor. For those who follow the animated series, they'll recognize them as the Night Owls. And I was so excited to see them because it was like seeing my cartoons realized. And what's great is that Katie Sackhoff, who plays Bo-Katan in this, voices the character in the cartoons. This is the first time we've had someone really
like
so it's like levels of just excitement. Because usually it's the other way around. Best, right? At best, it's live action. For
people that don't know, I actually caught up to this show specifically for this episode.
Oh yes, and that's
like
actually
I literally heard that Katie Sackhoff was gonna be on the show. So I was like, fine, because I love her that much.
You see, Raven says she heard. What really happened is that I incepted. She thinks it was her idea.
It's true.
It was just a very, very elaborate inception. Yes.
Yeah.
This is the way, or so we thought, because they removed their helmet. And what I love about this is it's a really interesting flip, because longtime fans of the animated series have had the opposite question of, wait, we've seen a whole bunch of Mandalorians in the cartoons remove their helmets. How come there's this rule in the show? And so, like, for people who have only watched Mando, it's the other way around. We're like, wait, why are they removing their helmets? And I think that's an interesting dynamic.
Yeah.
Because what she says next is really interesting, because Bo-Katan then says, no, that is the way of the old Zealot clan. Insinuating that.
Which is crazy because, it made me instantly think about, and I appreciate this because it made me think about, far right-wing Christians. There are these far right radical Christians who, hang on to every single letter of the Bible and their perception of it is the only perception and that's all it is. And if you're against the way, then you're not a true Christian or you're not a true, so I really appreciate that this show, is showing that side, because in any religious or any, I don't want to say cult, but any tribe, there's always going to be those radicals and those that are, extremists. So I do appreciate that, it's like, oh shit, we've been on the extremist side.
Right. And then it really
crazy.
It really reframes the phrase "this is the way," because
it's not.
And not just that, but in the sense that we've been saying it's been a cool line. This is the way. But when you think about the context as of a cult, it's almost like a chant that you say to brainwash someone. This is the way. Say it again. Chant. This is the way. Say it again. This is the way. To believe your way. This is the way. But
also, this is the way is like the perfect douchebag response.
Right.
When you don't want to answer something, but you want to still assume power, you just cut someone off and say, this is the way. And then no matter what they say, you just keep responding.
This is the way. So it reframes it like, it's like, oh shit, we've been saying it. No, we all took the Kool-Aid because
I've been sipping the Kool-Aid for weeks.
And I love that Mando reacts exactly how people who are being told that react. He's like, no. And he takes the baby and leaves, you know, like, is like, fuck that shit, you know, like, no, you guys are all wrong. And even Bo-Katan, you know, again, longtime fans of Bo-Katan know her story. You know, she's like, I am the last of the originals, so you can't talk to me about the way, you know, like, I was from, because you remember that Mando isn't a true Mandalorian. He was brought into it, right? He was brought into it.
Which makes more sense, though, because you got brought into Zealot group.
Exactly.
You know, you didn't even get brought into a regular group, but it also makes sense why he's so devout, because these people saved his life. These people,
of course,
you know, gave him a home, a family. So it's like, of course, he's gonna take what they say to the fullest extent, you know. But it is messed up, and I felt bad when his world came crashing down.
Right? It's just like, whoa.
It's like one of those pat on the back moments. Oh, sorry, bro. You know.
I mean, they get a second chance to talk to him again. As soon as he leaves, the brother of the boat crew is like, "You killed my brother," and I love Bo-Katan arriving. She's like, "No, I did." I was like, "Yeah,
yeah." That's awesome.
I was like, "Yeah, badasses." Again, every time they arrive, it's just always in style. You know, just always with style. I love their outfits and their suits. You know, their versions of the Mandalorian armor. Bo tells him of their plan to steal a weapon because they want to retake their homeworld. There's a lot of story behind that. I won't get into it because I really want everyone to kind of watch the animated series, both Clone Wars and Rebels. It goes into the history of Mandalore and the Empire and how the Mandalorians, you know, how they were affected in this whole thing, which is what she's fighting for right now. They said they will help him. They say they'll help him take the child to the Jedi, which, remember, that's his mission, to find the Jedi, if he helps them steal these weapons. So they go on their mission. I love when Mando leaves the baby Yoda with frog people and says to Yoda, "Mind your manners. You know what I'm talking about." Saying, "Don't eat another fucking egg."
Please stop eating those fucking eggs, yo. It's crazy homegirl didn't catch on, though. Like, how did you get away with this?
I was saying to Eli, well, the excuse is that her eggs were not fertilized yet. So they're just like regular, just random eggs. They're not important until they're fertilized.
Fuck that. She was all, "Oh, I gotta fertilize by the eclipse." And like, come on. If it wasn't that serious, you wouldn't have made a whole speech about it. It shouldn't matter. Count your eggs.
Seriously.
Or like they say, don't count your eggs before they hatch.
Or before they're fertilized.
Maybe that's her motto in life.
Don't count eggs before they're fertilized.
Maybe that's how she felt. Maybe she was like, "I'm not gonna count these shits until they're fertilized." My mama said.
All right. I was saying to Eli, what I did like about that episode is that it started the transition, which continues here, but of Mando realizing that I can't just protect the child. I've got to raise this child. Because that whole, like, how many times I have to tell you, put the fucking egg down? Like, he's acting out. He's a child. He's going to do whatever until you tell him otherwise, right? He causes a whole alien-style stampede because he wants to eat everything. He puts everything in his mouth. Like, what? It's tasty. They go on their mission. And I loved how, like, they just take out, once again on the ship, right? Just taking out all the troopers. When someone's like, "There's 4 of them." It's like, yeah, there's 4 Mandalorians. You better be scared. And I just like the idea of how the guys just got scared. They're like, shit.
I also love the breakdown, though, when they were making the plans, when they were like, yeah, there's 4 of us. There's going to be a whole bunch of stormtroopers. And it's like, it doesn't matter because they won't get a shot in.
Yeah, no, they
it's so sad. Shit. I'm like, how is this still a thing? I mean, granted, I love that the show embraces that they're like terrible shots. But it's like, I want an explanation as to why. Do they just not care enough to train them?
What it is, that's what it is. What it is that one of the reasons the Empire got big, it was just like in World War II. All right, you, come on. You're joining us. So the Empire is full of people like that. But that's why they have the numbers at the same time. You know?
Because they don't care.
It's just like, it's just fodder. Right, exactly. It's just fodder. Go. Yeah. And that's kind of what the storyline that was started with Finn, of him realizing that. But they fucked it up by the end of it. Yeah. Stupid. Anyway, which was such a great story too. Did he have a
crush on Rey? Did he not?
Anyway, let's not start, Raven. Let's not start. We're talking about Mando here.
Oh, I got like an eyelash in my eye.
Gotta get the. I have long eyelashes. It happens to me all the time because I have long
literally
eyelashes.
Once a day. I'm like, how do I have any left?
It's like
I
just
don't
take
know
them all
how
out.
I have any lashes left.
Right. You know, I love some of the fight sequences they give with the Mandalorians, the other ones, in terms of especially using the jetpacks in battle, like to do flips and spins.
So cool.
So cool.
I love the jetpacks in general. I feel like it's like the best jetpacks I've seen.
I mean,
to the point where like it's almost irritating me because I feel like they're real.
All right.
And I just need to know where I can buy mine.
The last episode when it was floating in the air, I was like, that's a real one. The visual effect was so good when the one tried to steal it.
I don't think it's an effect. I'm pretty sure. It's real.
Even the flying sequences are done well. They actually
invented fucking jetpacks on the set of Mandalorian.
No, it's true. I mean, the flying sequences.
You know how there's like those like when art imitates life type thing?
Yeah.
Like I feel like in a couple of years, like maybe 5, little kids are going to be going to school.
Right.
In jetpack Mandalorian bags. It'll start out as like a cute Christmas thing.
Right.
The government will get a hold of it. And then it'll go public in like 10 years. So 10 years, we're going to have those days.
So Mandalorian is essentially an elaborate commercial for jetpacks.
Literally. It is. That's the only reason it exists. Same way Star Trek created a cell phone.
Right. This is going to create the jetpack. I mean, again, I was saying the episode where they fought the dragon when they're flying around. I was like, yo, that looked great.
Those are
so
real jetpacks.
It means it was real jetpacks and they were really flying.
They caught it on camera. Yeah.
I buy it. Completely buy
it.
They
do real stunts.
I loved when the other general is trying to run away and it's like, lock them in. It's like, aha, we got them in the was it the cargo control area.
Yeah, stupid.
It's like in the what?
We've trapped them.
in the cargo say the words area. Cargo control area. And you're in the cargo deck. Yeah, maybe who's trapped who?
So stupid. You trapped them.
But see, I think this show also does a good job of, because Star Wars still needs to have humor, because it still has to be fun. It can't just be too serious, right? And I think
that's the point. It's like it's a fun thing.
So things like that, or even the intro where the ship falls into the water, they're good moments of levity and fun, but they don't go too far. It's just enough like, ha, that's funny and that's silly, you know. Or even last episode when Mando gets stopped by the Republic, and he acts like, oh shit, the Popo's here. I was saying to Eli how I'm so used to seeing the Republic as the rebels, but now this is a time where the bad guys have lost, so now they're in charge.
I know, it's like, yeah, I guess so. You would be afraid of them.
Right?
I'm so used to them just being helpers. Like, they don't give a shit what you're doing. They're just like, hey, you're not, all right, you're not the dark side. We're good.
Right.
You know? Now they got to regulate things.
Right, they got to do shit.
You guys used to be fun.
Right.
He's like dumping out all his weed from the ship.
Shit. Popo's here. Baby Yoda, eat this.
Here you go. Here's a nug.
They finally take control of the cockpit. And, you know, this is where we get little hints on what the potential storyline of the future will be, because Bo-Katan wants to know where the Darksaber is, but she, like us, already know where it is. Those of you who don't really know the significance of the Darksaber, I won't go into detail.
I was like, ooh, all right.
Exactly. That's the thing. For someone like you know it's supposed to be
something. It's like something, yeah, because it sounds fun.
Yeah. Darksaber.
I mean, is anyone in the world ever going to be like Darksaber? That sounds boring. Like, that sounds awesome. I don't know what the fuck it is.
I mean, you've seen it.
Yeah.
You've seen it. At the end of season 1, the thing that the guy was holding, the black lightsaber. Yeah. But that Darksaber is a black lightsaber. I'll give you a brief history. It is the one only Mandalorian that became a Jedi, created his own saber, which is a black lightsaber. Then he left the Jedi Order. And then when he died, the black lightsaber was passed on from each leader to leader. So whoever holds it is the leader of the Mandalorians. And when the animated series ended, it ended in the hands of Bo-Katan. So she was the leader. And then Mandalorian show happens. Suddenly Moff Gideon has it. And we're all like, how? And so this is kind of bridging that gap together. Tell us how.
Gotcha.
There you go. It's a Darksaber. I'm giving you ahead of the storyline.
The Darksaber so she could go back to being the rightful leader of the Mandalorian.
Exactly. And this rightfully belongs to her.
Because at first I thought that she was just trying to go dark, and I was like, damn it, I want to, you know, I was like, shit.
It's kind of like Excalibur. You know, whoever wields it is the leader. Yeah. At one point, Darth Maul did have
the Mandalorians went black, and
they want it back, and they want it back.
That could be the name of this podcast episode.
Right.
Mandalorians went black, and they want it back.
I am gonna find a way to put that into the description for the episode. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, but I do like that. I like the setup for the quest. Yeah.
Yes.
You know,
it's like,
because I was wondering what's the quest. Like, I know that we're on the journey. I also like thanks for the background info. It makes sense now because, you know, as our Mando said, you know, he doesn't know shit about the Jedi. So it's interesting that the black saber is a part of actual Mandalorian culture, and he knows nothing about it. And it's linked to the Jedi, which he's about to drop a baby off to the Jedi. Yep. So it's interesting. So I think that also means that, you know, at least that means that Bo and Mando are going to line up, like their journeys are kind of parallel in this. So I'm hoping that means we get to see them all a lot more.
And I love that this series reminds us that, you know, because this is just after Luke Skywalker and them blow up the Death Star in the original series, right? Killing the Emperor. Darth Vader's dead. Yay, we've won the day, right? Before the new movies came, the final movie. So this is not long afterwards. Even, in fact, a couple of episodes let us know that we've seen the effects of the Empire suddenly just being destroyed, right? Suddenly a power vacuum is created. What this also reminds us that at the beginning of that journey with Luke Skywalker, even Han Solo says to us, hokey religion with the Jedi. Nobody knows about the Jedi at this point. They're long dead. Like, Luke is the first in a long time, and even then, who knows who Luke Skywalker is, right? No one has heard of the Jedi. So even this show, Mando says, what, you want me to take him to some magic wizards? Like, they make fun of what they are. So
yeah,
I like that point of view. So he, you know, even the first time he saw what Baby Yoda could do, do the Force, it was just like, whoa. Magic exists. That, you know, like, it's like seeing that for the first time. Like, what? I thought this was all stories and lies. When Mando realizes that Bo-Katan not only wants to get the weapons but wants to take the whole ship, he's like, I love the line where he's like, you changed the plan, and she's like, this is the way. I'm like, ooh.
Flipped it on him. Oh shit. Yeah, it's funny because I feel like this is the way is like the worst response, because it never ends.
It doesn't.
You can technically just keep going back and forth. This is the way. This is the way. This is the way.
And it's different with the tone, right? This is the way. This is the way. You say it as a question, a statement.
Yeah.
You know,
it's like when New Yorkers say, "How you doing?"
Right.
It's a statement. It's a question. It's an answer.
It's everything.
How you doing? How are you?
How are you?
How are you?
I like when the captain calls Moff Gideon. Like, we need backup. Moff Gideon's like, kill yourself.
Literally, didn't even think twice. Just, you know what to do. It's okay, like, well, damn. That's protocol. But you know what's fucked up? You know how, like, it's messed up when you work with a bunch of friends and then one of you gets promoted? It's like, I would feel so betrayed that one of us got promoted, and in their training session, they went over a whole protocol of shit hits the fan, kill your homies.
Right.
You know, and you didn't tell us.
He just shot in the back. Boom, boom. Shoots him in the back. He's like, okay. And this is the
That's
guy
just part of your protocol. Like, they trained you for that.
It's like to just do it without thought. I love the moment where he kind of.
I'd be out of there the second I got promoted. I'd end that training session. I gotta go. I understand the struggle now. I'd be out too.
I like the moment that the new version of the whole cyanide pill in the mouth.
The electric.
Someone put a meme, says it was like Dentyne gum commercial.
Yo, that's like a 90s Dentyne commercial. Remember back in the day when everything was extreme?
Right.
It was all like lightning bolts and water splashes.
They started going crazy with CGI because it was new.
When people would blow at the screen and it was like crack in a million pieces. Ice. It was terrible. So bad. I'm surprised that they didn't try to coin that.
I love that in this whole like attack on the ship. You know, essentially Mando is kind of like following them as they attack the ship, but he gets his one moment to prove that he's worthy when they're trapped and the captain had pushed the ship down before he got killed.
Yeah.
And Mando throws the little pieces to take everyone out. I was like, yeah.
I had a couple of slight complaints about it. It was awesome. But I just was thinking about like the Empire as a whole. Like, y'all have machines that can shoot a planet gone from like galaxies away, and you have guns that can't pierce through armor and soldiers that can't shoot.
Like, yeah, because they spend their money on that.
It's just like, dude, y'all really got to figure out priorities here, man.
Though that being said,
Four Mandalorians took down your whole shit. It was awesome.
Mando armor is kind of like, but again, the history of the Mandalorians is the Empire tried to recruit the Mandalorians. Mandalorians said yes for a bit, then said no, which led to their civil war, and which is kind of like, so it's the Empire tried because they had the Mandalorians on their side for a bit. Because it was like, yeah, we should get them. And what they have is the best of what they got. Because they tried everything. They tried robots. They tried clones. Like, it's just like, what are you going to do? Like,
it's just so bad. I'm like, you don't have like, you know, like with video games, how it has like the fucking aim detection.
Right.
As long as you're close, it'll just get you straight to the.
Though they do have the Blackguard. Which one's the black armor? There's just not that many of them. You've seen them a couple
of
times.
They're badass. When they
Moff
come
Gideon
in,
is like, if you notice, Moff Gideon keeps them for himself.
Yeah. Hoards them. He's like,
they're with me.
I'm keeping the ones that can shoot.
Because when he was there, Mando and them had to actually try. Like, they were hiding. Like, if it wasn't for IG-11, they would have all been dead. You know, like
IG-11, rest in peace.
R.I.P.
Oh, so sad.
This is where fans of the animated series got even more excited because Bo-Katan tells Mando that if he goes to the forest planet of Corvus, there he'll find Ahsoka Tano. Those who don't know, Ahsoka Tano is a very, very popular Jedi who we've not seen in live action, and we've known that
we've only heard him her referenced.
We've never seen her reference in live action, not even reference. She's only been in the animated stuff. She's never been brought up. She was the Padawan of Anakin Skywalker, who would then become Darth Vader. And because the Jedi Order betrayed her, she left the Jedi Order. So after finding out that information of where to go to find the Jedi, Mando goes back to pick up the babies. And I love seeing Baby Yoda playing with the babies. Like, that's how you play.
I was like, the baby and the baby again.
You see, don't eat them. Play
Seriously,
with them.
Though.
You know, and I love what Baby Yoda was like, no. When Mando just walks in, thank you, grabs baby, leaves. Doesn't even know small talk.
He's so rude.
No small talk.
Rude ass.
Like, just, okay, bye. And
I hate that, though. I hate it when, like, people, like, I get that you can't show your face and you have all these rules and it's the way and all of that. But, like, that doesn't mean you can't just be, like, kind and
right, just say
like
they did you a favor. I mean, you
could be social. No. You could be like, right. What's up? How you doing? You know, I don't want to be friends with people either, but I'll at least be like, hey, what's up? How you doing? All right. Thanks for taking care of that baby.
I love seeing Mando, his reaction to his Razor Crest getting fixed. He's like, I gave you 1,000 credits. This is fixed. Just all the strings, literally held by strings.
Yeah.
But I love the moment where little squid is kind of crawling into Baby Yoda and you're thinking something bad's gonna happen.
And then I was like, what's gonna happen?
Like, oh, shit. Nope, he's gonna eat it. Something bad's gonna happen
to the creature. Thank you, I can't handle anymore.
Next episode, which as we're recording this episode, the next episode has already aired and I heard it's really good. And Raven, this was directed by Apollo Creed himself. Carl
yeah, I love that.
He directed.
It was hilarious. So Paris was like, "Oh, Billy D did so good in this episode," and I was like,
"What?
Billy D?
Racist?"
And she was like, "Yeah, Billy D." I was like, "That's so racist." And she's like, "He's in this." I was like, "As a whole other character in a whole different movie. He's not in this show." And she's like, "What?" And I was like, "This is Carl Weathers." And then she's like, "Who's Carl Weathers?" And we looked it up, and there's this whole thing. And she's just like, oh my God. And she's like, well, they kind of look alike. I was like, no.
She didn't know Apollo. She didn't recognize Apollo Creed. Come on, son.
But then she was like, yeah, Apollo Creed. It's like,
but yeah, he directed the episode. I didn't realize. I didn't know he was a director. I was like, oh shit. On that note, I think there's nothing else to say about this episode. I think it was
I think that sums it up.
I think it was a good episode to get us excited for what comes next. And it was a good introductory episode to tell us that Katie Sackhoff, Bo-Katan, and her night owls are badasses to be reckoned with, and I want to see more of them. because if I had to choose, I love Mando, but if I had to choose a way, I would choose their way. Because
I'm definitely choosing that way. Yeah, That's the way.
That's the way. That's like Mando should come and join us in that
way. Yeah, like you could give your fucking head some time to breathe.
Right? Take your mask off.
Like watching him, I feel like my face sweats. You know, like when like coronavirus has taught me walking around in a mask all day isn't really the wave. It's not the wave. Like it's not the way. It's not. When you wear a mask all day, I'm with the mask. Everybody wear a mask, but still, you walk around a grocery store. By the time you get back outside, you're like,
that's the thing. It's like
imagine only taking it off when you're alone.
Right, and it's one of those things where it's like, I'll wear the mask when I have to. Once someone told me, okay, we're in a position where I don't have to.
Well, shit.
I'm not gonna say this is the way. I was like, wait, I don't need to do this. Like, especially when you get to the point where it's like, no, legit. It's not even like conspiracy. No, legit. You don't need to do it anymore.
Like you don't.
Okay, but then why is that the way? This is hot. How many deserts I've been to with this helmet on?
That's what I'm saying. How many hot dates he's been on? Literal hot dates.
Right, like that. Like
sitting there burning up your musty ass breath all the time in your own face. You're not tired of it.
I mean, it's got a lot of tech in it.
Your breath can start real fresh.
What if? It's like an Iron Man helmet. I feel like it's like an Iron Man helmet though, because it's got tech in it. So maybe it's got like some breath refreshing filtration system.
Like, do you think it like cools your face? It like spritzes.
It must cool you though, because that must be hot if it does.
It has to, because there's no fucking way.
At the very least.
It has to.
I mean, it's got some like really cool predator vision. You must have cooling capabilities. Yeah. If you got a jetpack, you got to have cooling capabilities.
Right?
Come on. Like, you got to have something at the very least.
Yeah.
Let us know, nerdies, if you think Mando's armor has cooling capabilities and fresh recycling breath capabilities. Let us know. Find us on social media at.
And which way are you going for?
Yeah, which way?
Which way?
Which way are you going?
Which
are you going to go the way of the Watch, which Mando belongs to, or are you going to go the way of the Night Owls, which Bo-Katan goes to? Find out and let us know.
Mask on,
right? Or mask off. Let us know at the Nerdy Bunch, or let Raven know at LL Cool Ray. Yeah. Those watching it, I'll put it up on the screen. Yeah. And those who are listening, it'll be in the comments below. I'm gonna send everyone to Raven's Twitter. Everyone go to Raven's Twitter, give her a like, and say keep it nerdy, and maybe you might get a prize. A prize to give away. Maybe. There you go.
There you go.
Raven might pick some random people to win a prize. So go on Raven's Twitter, LL Cool Ray. I'll spell it.
They're gonna know what I think now.
I'll put it on the screen and I'll have it in the comments below if you don't know the spelling.
Uncensored, confused thoughts.
Hey, those are Raven's thoughts. Nerdy Bunch has no.
No affiliation whatsoever to whatever she might post.
With Raven's thoughts on her Twitter. On that note, thank you, Raven.
Thank you.
Always love doing a podcast with you. I know it's never going to go the way I plan it in all the best ways.
Not at all.
Long live the Empire. Not that
way. Yo,
and as always, crazy. Raven.
Keep it nerdy.
Peace.
Peace.